It is just past 10 a.m. here in Colorado. I'm on my way home, and it is already a full week. My goodness, things are happening. But before we get to all that, to two things, both related to the weekend from the NFL. The dumbest thing I have ever said is on record, and it is on the internet. At the beginning of the season, said that the Seattle Seahawks would be picking in the top five. I had a rationale for it. It was clearly wrong as they are going to the Super Bowl, and I have got to own that. Now, in fairness, I did also say that the Denver Broncos would likely find themselves in the AFC Championship game, so maybe those things cancel out either way. I don't know if it's going to be a contest to say something crazier next year, but yeah, I got to own that one. Moving on from that, there are plenty of storylines, things that we will talk about as we get a little bit closer. Again, the organizational dynamics at play, how the teams got here. It is pretty interesting, and there are some very key and core traits to how organizations build themselves that function here. But again, we will find ourselves talking about that probably next week. The other one is the hiring of Mike McCarthy to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I had a chance to see the reaction. A lot of people are not thrilled, they're not excited. I would urge you to think differently about that. Mike McCarthy is a very good coach, and the Steelers broke the trend, not the trend of not hiring former head coaches to be head coaches, but this is their first offensive hire, um, really, in the last 60 years. And I think that's important. When you look at someone like a Mike McCarthy has developed quarterbacks everywhere he's been. And you look back all the way to when he worked with Joe Montana, when he was with Kansas City on Marty Schottenheimer's staff, up through where he developed a young Aaron Rodgers and had Dak Prescott playing MVP level football. So the hire is a good one. And the criticism I get because it's being framed as an offensive version of Tomlin, it's also a really good story. Right, this is going to likely be his last coaching job. Grew up in Pittsburgh, grew up a fan. If anything, that's something to root for. But I do think this is going to end up being one of the better hires to bridge the Steelers into the future, especially when you look at the candidates that were available. I think honestly this was the best one. So this week there's going to be a lot. Articles are going to be going up. New newsletters going to be coming out. The unrest around the country, the infrastructure of our country. There's going to be a lot that we're going to talk about this week, so I will chime in as I can and as needed. But on that, as always, stay safe, stay sane, especially with everything that's going on. And I'll get you in the next one. There will be plenty of next ones.